Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Welcome back, amiibos and amigos, to a brand new Nintendo DIY. Today we'll be making Shy Guy from Paper Mario, the Origami King. Of course, you guys know all materials are listed down below in the description with an Amazon link, so all you have to do is click the link and you'll have all the materials you'll need to make Shy Guy. The free printout sheets are also down below in the description. There's many characters from Paper Mario, the Origami King that you can make. However, today we'll be making Shy Guy. Okay, so before I jump right in, let me know what character I should make from Paper Mario, the Origami King down below in the comments. Like this video, and more importantly, don't forget to subscribe. So the first major step in this tutorial is to, of course, print out the free sheet, and once you do that, cut out all the shapes. You can either use the shapes right off of the printout sheet, or you can transfer them onto Cardstock. I prefer to transfer all the shapes onto Cardstock because, of course, Cardstock is a lot more sturdy. So if you wanted, I do have an Amazon link for Cardstock down below in the description. So right now we are starting off with the biggest piece, and of course that is his body. You'll be folding that in half and then hot dog style as well. A quick tip in folding is, of course, using the side of a desk just in case if you want that line to be as straight as possible. The next step is, of course, folding the ends, and you'll be folding those ends towards the middle of Shy Guy's body. You'll need to do that for all four corners. By the time you're done folding all four corners, it should look like 4 triangles. Keep in mind that this is not traditional origami. This is actually a paper craft, but I wanted to find a nice sweet spot in between origami and paper craft. That way it's not too difficult, and everyone at the end of this tutorial will have their own Shy Guy. Don't forget, if you happen to make Shy Guy or any Nintendo DIY off of my channel, share it with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hashtag it Nintendo DIY, and I'll share it in the next video. In order to make any characters from the Origami King, you'll need reference pictures. So on the right, I provided you a reference picture of Shy Guy. Make sure you take your time so that your paper craft is as accurate as possible. We are done with the body for now, so put that on the side. The next step will be us making his pants, and you'll need 2, of course, patterns which are identical. So keep in mind, whatever you do to one pattern, you have to do to the other. So the first thing that you want to do is fold them both in half. Try your absolute best to fold it in half by aligning every crease, crevice, and corner. The next step after folding it in half is actually folding the ends towards that crease that you just made, which should be directly in the middle. Do that to both ends on his pants, including the other pattern. Thankfully, Shy Guy overall really isn't hard to make. I would say out of all the characters we've made so far, Goomba is pretty difficult, as well as Ollie the King. So if you wanted to make those characters and you wanted a bit more of a challenge, those free prints are down below in the description. Okay, so one side of his pants is done, and that means we have to do the other. They both have to match and be identical as possible. I want you to be aware that, yes, there's a pattern sheet that I made for you, but if you feel like there's a better way to make him, or if you need to trim any of the pieces, please by all means do so. Just be very careful when handling any type of scissors or Exacto knives. If you're not old enough, ask your older brother, sister, mom, or dad to help you out. So the next step in making Shy Guy is, of course, gluing his pants onto his body, and I like to actually use my finger to spread out the glue. That way the glue dries immediately and it's not going to overflow onto any of the other pieces. The only thing you'll need to worry about is, of course, being very careful with the finger that you use to wipe off any excess glue. When it comes to gluing the pants, just make sure that the middle creases align, and of course it's going to be at the bottom of the pattern as well. When it comes to gluing, of course, applying pressure is so important. So make sure that you hold it there, apply pressure until the glue completely dries. That way, Shy Guy does not fall apart later on. So of course, you could just use one pattern for Shy Guy's pants. The reason why I added 2 was because I wanted him to have more of a 3D effect, and for, of course, to him be a lot more thicker. By adding a lot of layers of cardstock, he actually becomes more durable, but of course this Nintendo DIY is just my version of Shy Guy. Feel free to make any changes that you deem necessary. The last step is of course grabbing his legs and folding those in half. Of course you need 2 pieces for his legs, so make sure you have both of them. Another important feature is to make sure that you know exactly where the flat end is of his legs. Once you've folded the pattern of his legs in half, make sure you are aware of where the slope is. Once the pattern of his legs are folded in half, you'll also see a slope on one side. Make sure that slope is glued on the outside of his pattern. It should match the same slope on his pants. When it comes to gluing his legs, it's actually up to you. However, I wanted to try to make him as balanced as possible so he stands. So I did decide what would be the front of Shy Guy and then what would be the back. I decided that I would glue his legs in the back pattern, but it's totally up to you. You can glue it in between both patterns. However, I do believe that the most important part is just making sure that you glue the legs in a way that they're equal length, because if one is longer than the other, it's definitely not going to stand. Make sure that you apply glue at the top of his legs and not the entire pattern. Of course, once you're done with one leg, you gotta glue the other, so make sure that you, again, apply the same amount of glue and the legs are the same length as well. If you happen to miss a part or maybe you didn't understand a certain instruction, please feel free to pause this video, replay a certain portion if need be. Patience is so important, and I promise at the end of this tutorial you'll have your own Shy Guy. If you did happen to make this Nintendo DIY, I would love to see your Shy Guy, so please send me pictures on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I will feature it in the next video, and I would love to retweet it and share it with the rest of the community. Okay, so the next part when it comes to making Shy Guy is of course gluing on his arms. And you can glue his arms in the inside on the back of the pattern, and make sure that you align his arms with the middle crease as well. Sometimes I find it a lot easier when it comes to gluing to just glue one side and then glue the other. By doing so, you're preventing from glue going onto any other pattern or any other body part. You want to make sure at the end of the day he looks as accurate as possible. So I do believe that Shy Guy has a hood on. I'm not entirely sure. So the next step is actually grabbing that diamond piece, folding that in half, and then gluing it at the back of Shy Guy's head. Once more, you want to make sure that you are aligning it with the middle crease and making sure that it's completely even. Try to glue it at the edge of the crease at the very top. Wipe off any excess glue and then apply pressure. You want to make sure that the glue completely dries. This actually happens to be my favorite part just because it's a small detail that not a lot of people do, and I saw it in the trailer. So once you have that flap that comes out, you want to grab that flap and bend it just a little bit, or you could make a crease. This is totally up to you. By now you should have a fully formed Shy Guy. The only thing that is left is of course the small details, such as his belt and his face mask. To make him even more sturdier, you'll be gluing his pants together right in the middle. So make sure you apply glue and of course apply pressure and wait till the glue completely dries. The next step is of course grabbing his yellow belt buckle, and you'll be folding that in 3 quadrants. I want to reiterate that once more, you don't have to use the exact steps that I use in this video, just because I feel like a Nintendo DIY should be your own creation. So if you want to change up a certain rule or a certain task, please do so. This is totally up to you. So you should have a hole in the belt. Buckle. Go ahead and slide that piece onto the brown strap for his belt. Once you've slid the belt buckle right in the middle of the brown strap, go ahead and glue that down. Once the glue completely dries, you're going to grab that belt and now glue it onto Shy Guy. The one thing I don't want you to do is actually apply glue all around Shy Guy. You're only going to glue the straps on the back and not the front. If glue gets onto any other piece or pattern, it's definitely going to show. So that's why I try to minimize as much glue as possible. So of course be very, very careful and apply only to the parts that you need. Okay, so very similar with what we did to the belt is what you'll be doing with the mask strap. So go ahead and grab that light brown mask strap and apply that to the middle of Shy Guy's face. In order to know where to place it, there'll be corners on either side, and that's where you'll be using that strap to cover those corners up. So do you remember how we glued the belt onto Shy Guy's waist? We will be using that exact same technique when it comes to his mask. we want to try to minimize the amount of glue that we use. That way glue doesn't end up being on certain parts of Shy Guy. Of course, once you apply the glue, you'll need to wipe off any excess glue and then apply pressure. You want to wait till the glue completely dries. We are almost done, guys, and I'm really excited because the next couple of steps is just adding his facial features. However, keep in mind when it comes to adding facial features, it's still very important to keep the proportions correct. That's why on the right hand side, right in the corner, I have a very good reference picture for you to use, just in case if you want to know where to place his eyes or his mouth. I love gluing these on last because it really does bring life to the character. Do me a quick favor, like this video, comment down below what character I should make next from Paper Mario, the Origami King, and more importantly, subscribe so that way you can see more Nintendo DIYs and you can actually catch live streams directly on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much again for the support and love. I hope you guys been enjoying all these Nintendo DIYs. Once more, if you happen to make Shy Guy or any Nintendo DIY on my channel, make sure you share it with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll feature it in the next video, and of course, I'll share it with the rest of the community. Thank you so much for watching the entirety of this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want more characters to make from Paper Mario, the Origami King, the entire folder with all the free prints will be down below in the description, including all of my social media. If you need any of the materials, all those are also down below in the description with the Amazon link, so that way you can get the products directly to your home and you can start making your own Nintendo DIYs. Thank you so much again for all the support. I really do appreciate it. And if you've already subscribed, that only means that I will definitely see you next time.